Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the weekend preview ahead of this weekend's Premier League games in, of course, the Predictor League and the Patreon Fantasy Football. Now we need to start by paying tribute to last week's Golden Cap winner, Webby's Whites. Well done, mate. 10.5, the only person to get into double digits, and so it's a 3.5 point margin over everybody else. We'll scroll down and you can see that I went from hero to zero very quickly as I picked up myself a wooden spoon. And then a couple of people there who forgot to do their tips, which is fine. So a quick update of the leaderboard. You can see it over there on the left-hand side, but we can see Webby's Whites with that golden cap now goes, 6 points clear at the top ahead of Mac Volchi. And RTB and Rujistan, our defending champion, climbing up the table as well. And as we can see, my wooden spoon hindered me somewhat this week as I dropped down one spot to the real villain. And so there is the league table. And that, of course, brings us to this weekend's tips. Now, there was a Friday game that was, of course, postponed in the Villa-Newcastle game. Now, is there another Friday game? This is not. So there's no Friday game this week, so we don't have to worry about that. And just again, a reminder that if you want to join this, actually, there is a link to the description. Anyone can join at any time. And of course, there is Golden Cap glory, even if the top of the leaderboard might be out of reach at this point. But you never know. You know, there's still a long way to go this season. It's if you're a superstar tipper, then you might be able to get there. But again, a reminder that if you do miss the first game, you can still tip the other games. As long as you've got the tip for that particular game before kickoff, then that's fine. Well, a few people have already done your tips this week as well. What do we want to say to this? Burnley versus Everton. Everton are, well, they're sliding, aren't they? Burnley, I mean, I did say they were going to get smashed by City last weekend. I had a feeling they usually do. And I've got a feeling they might respond to that with a typical Burnley at home performance. I'm going to say 1-0 to them. City versus Fulham. Fulham showing some signs of life. Manchester City, you just fear a little bit for Fulham, don't you? Yeah, I mean, Manchester City is never a good place to go. West Ham, they were lucky against Villa, weren't they? Let's be honest, that was a game they were lucky to win, never mind not lose. Manchester United, beaten by Paris midweek. Away from home, I don't know what Manchester United's away form is like. Moyes up against his former club. We'll say one. Wait, do we say 1-1? Maybe we do. Go on, West Ham. I like David Moyes too. I don't know. I've always liked him. I don't know why I've always liked him. I've just always liked him. Chelsea versus Leeds. Chelsea in quite the run of form, aren't they? Leeds, they're very hot and cold, aren't they? Good win for them. They played Arsenal, didn't they? Good win for them last time out. You do wonder if Stamford Bridge is maybe a step up again. But then the Chelsea defence up against that Leeds United attack. There'll be goals, won't there? Maybe 3-2? Yeah, maybe 3-2. West Brom versus Crystal Palace. West Brom are, well, they're showing a little bit of signs of life, aren't they? Crystal Palace is just a team I don't rate this year, and I don't know why. Again, I'm not a team I have a sort of, I guess, a soft spot for. But I just get the feeling they're going down this year. As Morty decides he wants to leave. Where are you going, mate? We need to cut your nails, don't we? You're stuck in my sweater. All right. As the cat departs. This would be my obligatory 0-0 for this week that never really comes off. Sheffield United, they're going down, aren't they, as well? Such a shame after last year. Versus Leicester. I mean, Leicester's hot and cold as well. Very streaky based off that as well. I mean, you just can't pick Sheffield United to win a game right now, can you? They don't look capable of doing it. Tottenham versus Arsenal. Well, this could be a good one, couldn't it? Arsenal just trending the wrong way there, aren't they? And Spurs, to be honest, look very, very good this year at home as well. I think it'll probably be a close one, but I just think Spurs are a little bit too good for them. Liverpool versus Wolves. Now, of course, Wolves without Raul Jimenez after that terrible, terrible injury. I mean, Liverpool just seem to keep finding a way, don't they? Injuries don't seem to matter to them. And you just wonder, it's going to take Wolves a little bit of time to adjust to no Jimenez, I think. Come up with sort of a different attacking plan. Brighton versus Southampton. The South Coast Derby, as it will no doubt be dubbed. Yeah, I mean, Southampton... this could go either way, couldn't it? I get the feeling Brighton are a good team that don't always get the results that they deserve. Whereas Southampton are a good team that seems to get the results they deserve. So maybe we call it a draw. Yeah, maybe we call it a draw. So there we go. Those are my tips. Don't forget to go and do yours. Let's have a quick update of the Patreon Fantasy Football. And again, just for Patreons, unfortunately, not unfortunately, I made it that way, but this is just a way of me saying thank you to my Patreons. There's a link to that in the description if you're not already a Patreon and want to join. Well, look at this. It has really, really closed up at the top of the league table. There is now 5 points between third and first. Cobra Chickens do still hold a 1-point lead over Webby's Wonder Whites. Could Webby do a double? The old Patreon. I don't think no one's done a predictor fantasy football double yet. So could it be on this year with Webby's Whites? We can see there, I didn't have a great week. Kloppo FC, you've got to say, 71 points in a week where teams generally struggled. Very, very impressive. And McGinn and Tonic as well, which is a great name that I don't give enough credit to, I don't think, on a weekly basis. Also had a good week coming second. So a lot of these teams at the bottom moved up. Brady Luna squad, we won't mention too much about last week for them. But yeah, it's really, really, it's a 3-horse race. Arnold's Barbarians could go either way. And then it looks like the rest of us are just trying to battle it out for a top half finish. But of course, still a long, long way to go in this as well. Let's have a look at what I am doing for this week. Now, the Villa game being postponed has, it's limited me massively. I don't want to really make any subs or transfers because I do want to get them all back in, and they've all sort of increased their value from when I signed them. So I have to stick Pope in goal. Very defensive formation this week. We're going to have 5 defenders. So Keane away to Burnley, Tini away to Spurs, which worries me a little bit. Robertson, hopefully he does play against Wolves. Tarkovsky and Doherty, or Doherty, I guess, if he's Irish. Klitsch, we're going to continue with De Bruyne as the captain. Worked for us last week. Worked for me last week. We'll keep it going this year. Son as well. And then it will be Bamford and Vardy up top this week as well. So that is... that is my team this week. So good luck to everybody. Don't forget to go put your tips in as well. And I'll see you this time next week for an update. And, will Webby's Whites still be on top of the table on current form? You've got to say yes. Take care.